What's going on, guys and girls? We're here playing some more Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to complete all the mission tasks for Mission 48, which is the extreme version of Code Talker. So for this mission, there are 6 mission tasks you need to complete. This is the gear that I'm going to be taking in to do it. The main thing you're going to need is the sniper rifle. This is the Brennan LRS 46. I'm not sure if that's how you meant to say it, but that's how I'm going to say it. And that is the main thing you're going to need for this to complete the mission task where you have to defeat the skulls. This is very, very difficult on the extreme difficulty. If you don't care about getting the S rank in the same playthrough as doing this, then what you can do is you can actually take in the parasite suit and then just chuck on the camo ability or something like that, or take in your active camo and use that or something like that. I didn't know at the time that when you use the armor ability on the parasite suit, that does not affect your S rank, but people have now told me that since I played Mission 45, so you can actually do that without affecting your S rank. So that is very interesting, because I just thought all parasites suit things that affected your S rank, but obviously not. And these are just some of the markers, so that is where you're going to find the vehicle. So this is all the same mission task as the previous version, so if you haven't done the previous version, I highly recommend you do that first. And what we're going to do is we're just going to jump into the Jeep. So we're using D-Dog to help us spot the enemies, and we're using the Jeep just to help us get from A to B really quickly. So we're only really going to be using it for this first part. You can bring in any vehicle you want. I'm just using the Jeep because it's a pretty fast vehicle. And we're just going to go along here. So once you get to the skulls area, you're just going to have to be very, very stealthy and very careful. I'm also taking in the night vision goggles. Those are very helpful when you're facing the skulls, because you can actually see them a lot easier. And you're going to also need your binoculars. I don't think you can actually go on. Can you go into a mission without your binoculars? I don't think so. So just when you get up to about this tree right here is when the skulls are going to show up. And what we're going to do is we're just going to skip the cutscene where they show up, and we're just going to put on our sniper rifle and our night vision goggles, and that will help us actually see their laser sights as well, so you can actually see where they're aiming when you've got this on very easy. It's very easy to see that, and we're just going to shoot them like that. So this is how we're going to be doing it. Now, the very difficult thing is you can't actually let them see you. Otherwise, if they see you, then they will shoot at you and they will kill you instantly. So what you can actually do is you can use the foliage to your advantage. You can see them through the foliage, and you can shoot them through the foliage most of the time, but they can't see you, so they won't shoot you. So you can actually shoot them in a position where they can't see you. So that is how I decided to do it. That's how I figured out how to do it. I'm not sure how you guys decide to do it, if you guys are doing it a different way or not. This is just how I decided to be able to do it. So what you have to do is you just have to do this super, super carefully, and you just have to watch out for them. So when you get spotted like that, you want to be very careful, because I'm so lucky that I didn't get shot, because they usually shoot very, very fast on the extreme version. So what you want to do is you just want to spot them out. So you just use their laser sights so you can actually see them. So that one is coming from that direction, so I'm just going to kind of use my binoculars and just kind of look in that sort of general direction, and usually you can end up spotting them after a little while. So it should be somewhere around there. As you can see, it takes a little while to find them sometimes when you can't actually know exactly where they are. So somewhere around there, I'm going to spot them right there, and we're just going to shoot her through this. So this sniper rifle has basically no bullet drop for this sort of distance, so you can very easily aim it, the crosshairs at their head, and you get a headshot, and it only takes 3 shots to get rid of them. As you can see, their health is very, very low on this one. I've shot her twice, and we're just going to shoot her through the trees right here. And that is 1 out of the 4 down, so now we've got 3 left to go. So this is basically all I did, and it is very, very difficult to complete, especially when you have no parasite suit or anything like that set up, or active camo. I'm not sure if they can see you with the active camo. I never actually tested it out, but you just have to be very careful anyway, so that they don't spot you. So there we go, found this one. So we're just going to shoot her through this tree right here. So as you can see, she can't see me, but I can see her, and I can shoot her through the tree and end up getting her. So that's how I decided to complete this. It's just going to be like this for the entire first section of this video. So if you want to fast forward through that and go to the next bits, feel free to do that. Or if you want to watch me complete it like this, you can also do that as well. So that time I actually missed. I'm not sure if I missed or if there was something in a way, like a branch or something. That could be the reason why I missed that. I was actually wondering what that sound was. There's a little bit of a tink, tink, tink sound. It's actually the bullet casing coming out of the bullet and rolling down the hill. I was just like, what is that sound? I couldn't figure it out. So you actually hear it right now if you're paying enough attention, or if the volume's loud enough or something like that. And you just have to watch out for when they teleport as well, because they can end up in positions where they can actually see you where they couldn't see you before. So you just have to be very careful about that. So this one is just up here. Sometimes when you use your binoculars and the laser sight disappears when you're using your binoculars, but when you're in normal mode you can see the laser sight. I don't know why that is. It's just part of like a game problem. So that is now, was that 2 out of the 4 snipers we've now got rid of. So now we just have to move up a little bit further. So the last one is the one that is really hardest to get, because she's just the location of where she is. There's not a lot of places where you can hide. So either that was the third or second or third one we've completed, defeated. It's definitely the second one. This must be the third one right here. So D-Dog has actually spotted her for us, and you just have to get into a position where you can actually see her and she can't see you. See, obviously she's looking in the wrong direction right now, so I can just pop my head up and shoot her right there. So that is one hit right there, and we're just gonna wait for her to get into a new position, and then we're gonna spot her and shoot her in her next position. So also with your what's it called? What are they called? Night vision goggles. You can actually see them when they're invisible. You can still see their thing. So there she is right there. As you can see, she's behind some leaves, so we can actually shoot her, but she can't see us. So that is the trick that I have discovered that I decided to use for this mission. It is an extremely hard part of the mission, and it is extremely annoying if you then get spotted later on, like I end up doing. So I just keep going, and I end up getting the S rank anyway, so that is all good. But if you don't care about the S rank, obviously you can just do it however you want to. I know some people that what they did is they did this in one playthrough, so they completed the objective, this mission task, and then what they did is to get the S rank, they just jumped in a tank and drove right past these guys and didn't even attack them or anything like that. So you can end up doing that if you want to. I'm just doing them all in one go, so I'm getting all the mission tasks, and as you can see, I'm going to shoot her through the grass. There is no ground in the way or anything like that. There is only grass, so she couldn't see me, but I could see her and I could shoot her. So yeah, if you want to do it like that by using a tank and just drive past them or something like that, you feel free to do that to get your S rank. I am just doing this so that I can get them all in one go, and it just makes the video a bit more exciting or something like that. So this is the last one that you have to get. She is the hardest to defeat in this using this technique, mainly because there is not a lot of grass or leaves or anything in the way between you and her, so where she ends up putting herself. So this is actually when I usually died, when I was trying to do it in this this way. So here's the first one. I think I get the first shot off pretty easy because of the grass, but then it's kind of like the second and third places she decides to set herself up is where I'm like, oh, how do I get her? She just keeps spotting me and all that sort of stuff. So we just have to wait for her to get into a spot where she's finished. She does end up seeing me, and you have to get out of there very quickly if that happens. Otherwise they will shoot you and it will be a one-shot kill, and you will just be dead. And D-Dog sometimes get in the way, so that can be a little bit annoying, but it's fine. This time she can see me through the grass, so you have to be very careful about that. So you just want to make sure that she's not looking directly at you. If she's looking directly at you, then they can kind of usually see you through some of the foliage. You need some really thick foliage to be able to hide yourself. So as you can see, I'm just trying to find a good spot. So I'm just not able to get that one. You have to be very, very careful. It might be because I'm a lot closer than when I was doing the other ones. You have to be a lot closer for this last sniper, so you have to be very careful. You can do it where you can just pop out and shoot and pop back in. It is very, very hard to do, and it's not very reliable because they can also shoot you in that time period. So you just have to be very careful about that. So what I decided to do is I decided to see if I can shoot her through the tree. Obviously I can't, and what happens is she just ends up moving, and that actually helps me a lot. So if you can't find a spot where you can actually shoot this person with it, what you can do is you can just take a shot and she'll move, and then you can find a better spot to actually end up getting her. So this one, I think I come over this way a little bit, and I can end up getting her from over here. So there is going to be the rock in the way, so I'm just trying to be very careful that I don't get shot at myself. And as you can see, there's this rock in the way, so what we're going to do is we're just going to get into a position where we can end up seeing just the top of her head, and we're just going to hit the top of her head and get that headshot. And then all we need to do is one more headshot after that. So as you can see, very, very slight shot, but we get her. And then we're just going to turn the night vision off because it was running out of battery and we want it available. So while she's just moving around, we'll just allow the battery to recharge a little bit, and we just wait and try and see where she's going to set herself up. D-Dogs ends up spotting her for us, so that is very helpful. And we just have to get her once more. So for some reason she doesn't see me when I pop myself out from this side. So we're just able to shoot her very easily, and that is that. Mission task complete. You don't see it pop up before because I've already completed this mission task once before in this mission, because I end up having to restart the mission because I failed one of the other mission tasks. So I had to restart so I can get this video done. And we're just going to extract them. You only have to extract one of them to get the mission task for extracting the skulls. But you can, there are 4 of them to extract, so you can just extract all 4 of them if you want. It also helps with your parasite suit. I believe this one gives you the camouflage, the active camo, or it gives you the mist. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure it's the active camo that these ones give you. So that can just help you with your development of your parasite suit. And so I'm just going to extract all 4 of them. So this is the 3rd one, and then there's one more over there. They're very easy to find because they're on your mini-map not on your mini-map, they're on your map, your iDroid, after you defeated them. And so now what we have to do is we have to go get Code Talker. So we have to go and do that without hopefully being spotted, and so that we can get to him and then extract him out of here. So this is the next part of the thing. So the first part is extremely difficult and it's frustrating because you're just a one-hit kill kind of thing. This part up here is going to get kind of frustrating because you can't allow Code Talker to take any damage. But if you've already done that mission task, then what you can do is you can just do the other mission tasks if you want to do that. You don't have to complete all the mission tasks in a single playthrough. Unlike what I'm doing here, I'm just doing it for video purposes so that it's only one video that you guys have to watch for all of the mission tasks. So up here we're just going to sneak into the building. We know exactly where Code Talker is, and if you've played through the normal version of this mission, which you already have, you also know where Code Talker is as well. So we're just going to try and get there as stealthily as possible. So the easiest way into the building that I found was to just go this way, and what you end up doing is you end up going through the little waterfall part where the little river runs between the building, runs underneath the building basically, and we're just going to go over there. So we're just going to sneak this way. We just want to make sure that we don't get spotted by any of these guys. So I just stop right here because I don't know if they would end up seeing me. So I just want to make sure they don't see me. So I just wait for a little bit, and then I'm just going to continue on and wait until I get over there. It does take a little bit when you're just having to sneak and sneak and sneak and sneak and sneak. And we're just going to jump over this fence once we get up to it without being spotted. And once we're over here, there are a couple of guards we have to worry about. So there are a few just in front of the door, and there are sometimes a few inside of the door, so you just have to be very careful about it. This guy ends up spotting me very far away, so you want to be very careful about that. So I'm just starting shooting him with tranquilizer bullets, and hopefully he does end up falling asleep. I am going to just jump over here to make sure he doesn't spot me. I really don't want to be spotted at this point in the mission. There are also those guards inside there, so you want to make sure that he doesn't fall asleep very close to them, otherwise they will notice that he has gone to sleep, so you just want to be very careful about that. And I believe I get this guy asleep and they are totally unaware of what's happening, so that is totally good. And we're just going to go in here. You don't have to extract them because once you've reached Code Talker, these guys are going to be in completely different spots, and it doesn't matter if you extracted them or not, there is still going to be the same amount of guards or soldiers in this mission area. So I just don't even worry about extracting them. I am just padding D-Dog while I wait for these guys to get out of the way. They are kind of in my way at the moment, so we just don't want them to notice you come through the door. And once you come through the door, you just want to do it quietly. So if you just go through very slowly, and then all you need to do is get down here and you can find Code Talker, and there will be a cutscene that you can skip. So we're just trying to make sure that these guys don't spot me. I don't know if they can hear you if you start running down here. I just didn't want to take the chance. So I started just keeping sneaking, and I'm pretty sure they can't hear you from here, so I stand up. And then I end up running. I believe, maybe not, I just jog. Just do a little jog towards Code Talker. So this is the door you have to unlock. You don't really have to unlock it, you just have to have this little cutscene. Once the cutscene is there, you can skip it. It just makes it a bit quicker. If you want to watch it, you can. It just adds more time to your playthrough. And if you're trying to get the S rank, then you might not end up getting the S rank. So now we've got Code Talker, we have to leave the area. This is just a part where you have to wait for the conversation to end. You can't run, you can't sprint, you can't do anything, you just have to walk. You can't skip it. I was like, can I skip it? Because sometimes you can skip even these ones where you're just walking, like in mission 31 or something, I think. This is one where, or mission 30, where you have Skullface mission. But this one, you just have to wait. You just walk along, wait for the talking to finish. And then once you get to the top, there is a bunch of guards that you have to get past. So just while we're waiting for this, I'll just explain what happens. When I get to the top, I do end up getting spotted. So that is really, really annoying. But because I completed the skulls at the start of the mission, I didn't want to restart. So I just kept going with it. And I ended up getting past very nice and easily. So it wasn't too much of a hassle. It was just really annoying because the helicopter starts coming over and all that sort of stuff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to head up here and wait for this conversation to finish. It is a little bit annoying. I didn't really want to cut it out because I want you guys to know exactly how long it takes to do this. I didn't want to just cut sections out of it, so that's why I usually leave the entire gameplay section in the videos. I could just cut them out, or you could just skip them yourself if you want. It's on YouTube, you can fast forward on YouTube. So there are a bunch of guys here. The way that you want to do it to not get spotted, you just want to walk through this door and then walk back through it and throw a sleep grenade, and that will just put these guys to sleep. They do not start coming through the door until you walk through that first part of the door. I did not know that, so I was like, hang on, these guys usually come through the door. So then I come through the door, and that is when this guy starts coming through the door. So you just want to make sure of that. This guy spots me. I do throw the grenade, so I end up putting them to sleep, but all of the guards are now on alert status, so you just want to be careful of that, and you don't want to walk into your own sleep grenade, otherwise you will fall asleep. So the first two guards right there are now asleep, so we can now exit out of the building. Everyone else doesn't know exactly where we are, they just know roundabout where we are, so we want to get rid of some of these other guys before they find us. And there is now the helicopter flying overhead and looking for us, so that is the most annoying part about being spotted. The helicopter kind of knows exactly where you are. So we are just going to sneak past as many of these guys as possible. We're just going to put anyone in our way to sleep. You just have to watch out that you don't use too many of your bullets, because you've only got so many, and you don't really want to kill anyone, otherwise you won't get the perfect stealth sort of thing. But I don't get the perfect stealth anyway, because I get the no kills bonus, I'm pretty sure, but I don't get the perfect stealth because someone spotted me. Now what we want to do is just make sure you don't get spotted by the helicopter. There are a bunch of other soldiers around here, so you want to make sure that you don't get spotted by them as well. So we're just going to try and sneak around them, and we're just going to tranquilize them whenever we think they're going to get too close, or whenever I need to go past them. So tranquilizing them just gets rid of them, and you don't have to worry about them. So I'm just going to go around here as much as I can. I didn't know there was a waterfall right there, so I was like, oh wait, I can't go around this way, so let's just go back that way. And we're just going to try and get to this, we're just going to try and get to the bridge, because the bridge is where the tank is, and we're going to put Code Talker down once we get to a certain point, and then we're just going to go and extract the tank, and then call in our helicopter, and then jump on the helicopter and make sure we get out of here. The hardest part about this mission with the helicopter and getting Code Talker without taking damage is when you're hopping onto the helicopter. So what you could do is you could just run out of the hot zone, but that can be a bit of a problem with the helicopter and just can take a bit longer because the hot zone is quite big. But instead what I decided to do is I call in a helicopter, but you just have to be careful that you don't get shot at by this other helicopter that's right above me right now. These guys are on their way, so we're just going to try and get rid of them without using too many shots. So we're just going to throw a sleep grenade over at that guy, and that should put him to sleep. And there is another guy up there who is going to possibly wake up the other guy, but that doesn't really matter until we get past him. So he has now kind of spotted us because we've shot at him a few times. We have now got all of those guys downed and asleep, but we have enough bullets to take out the last guy who's right near the tank. And this tank doesn't seem to wake up the other guy. The guys are fall asleep around him, so that is very useful. If he does end up honking his horn and waking him up, then you just have to watch out for that. There are these two guys here, so I'm just going to swap to my sleep grenade again, because I don't want to waste my bullets, and get rid of them. So we're just going to throw a sleep grenade right there. And that should get both of them. And if it doesn't get both of them, then what you can do is you can throw another one. So that happened to get both of them, so it was very good. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put Code Talker down just over here, and so that we can go and get this tank without Code Talker being in any danger. So we're just going to run over here, and then we're going to tranquilize the guy that is right beside him, so the soldier right there, and then we're going to go and get the tank. And you have to watch out for the helicopter, because as you can see, the helicopter has noticed me and I haven't got on the ground, so it's very, very close to spotting me. I'm being very, very dangerous trying to do this, and you just have to be very, very careful with this helicopter. It is the most annoying part about this mission, other than the skulls. In fact, the skulls are one-hit, one kills. This is the next most annoying part, because of the helicopter. And what we're going to do is we're just going to sneak up to this tank and extract it. You need a Fulton device that can extract vehicles, so it's the same one that can extract cargo containers. I've also got the wormhole Fulton, so that can extract anything, so that is totally fine. And now we just have to get back over to Code Talker, and we also have to call in a helicopter so we can get out of here. I'm going to throw a decoy out just to see what happens. If I deploy a decoy, that just ends up showing him exactly where I am, so I'm just like, uh-oh, gotta move. So do not throw decoys out. I did not know what actually happened. I was like, maybe if I throw a decoy out, he'll be like, oh, there's a guy over there. But obviously that just puts him into combat mode, so that's very bad, and you don't want that to happen. So now what we want to do is we're going to call in a helicopter, and we're going to call him in over there, and then we're going to run over there and hopefully not get hit by this helicopter that's shooting at us. So as long as you keep running, hopefully you won't be hit. I'm just being very, very dangerous. This is just crazy. I didn't want to restart because I already passed that skulls part. So I was like, nope, gonna keep running, keep going, keep going. I don't know what's gonna happen when this helicopter shows up. I thought maybe my helicopter would start shooting at this helicopter and take it down. Obviously, because I might be too close to the landing zone, it just decides to come down and pretend to land. And so what I'm going to do is, I was waiting for him to start attacking the other helicopter, but that doesn't happen, so I decided to just run over to this one, to my helicopter, to get on. You just want to be very careful that you don't get hit. As you can see, I'm not getting hit, but the helicopter is getting hit. And so what we want to do is we're just going to go onto this, and we're going to shoot at it, but the helicopter seems to disappear, and we're totally fine. And we just leave the mission area. And that is all of the mission tasks complete. There is the helicopter. Now it starts shooting at me. It hits me once, but it doesn't hit Code Talker. And 6 out of 6 mission tasks complete.
Extraction arrived at
and now I just have to wait for the... what's it called? The score screen.
Amazing. Mission complete.
So there we go, I get 139,000 points. So if I had gotten like the no combat alerts and also the perfect stealth, then I would have got obviously a lot more points. But I get enough to get an S rank. So there we go. So I've got all the mission tasks and an S rank. So that's all I'm going to do for this video. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. And now it's time for me to say, see you guys and girls.